little bit of backstory here. I had a 2010 MacBook Pro up until about a few weeks ago. My girlfriend spilled beer on it. The first time. Got it kind of working after that, but spilled beer on it second time. I guess it's not going to work anymore. Which was okay. The only thing I used it for was actually just noodling around with older software. The highest OS it could take was High Sierra. So I could run some older software on there, noodle around with it. It had a 500 gig Fusion drive, and I had two other laptops anyway. So I had a 2012 laptop as well that I really didn't do any major work on. I did all the major work on my newer laptop, and I was kind of using that to test out Catalina, which is the reason why I didn't actually install Catalina on my newer laptop or my mini. It's because it has some problems with 32-bit software, which understandable, you gotta give and take. But I still needed some of the 32-bit software, and I still wanted to use it. So, and being I was using my newer laptop for the newer work, I didn't want to mess with that. So this was just a test laptop. Had a terabyte Fusion drive. I found a terabyte solid state drive on Amazon for about $100. So I put that in there. I decided to downgrade it back down to Mojave when I loaded the solid state drive in there, so I could run some software that I didn't run on my newer laptop that was 32-bit that wasn't, let's say, bloated. I got Poser 10 years ago for a dirt cheap, under $50. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, probably around $30. And I never really learned how to use it, but I took it off my laptop because it was taking up so much space. So I wanted to try it out again and load it on this laptop, and I came across a huge problem when I did this. It was about less than a week ago, sometime last week. It'd probably be easier just to show you what happens when I open up Poser. Alright, so I open it, installed fine and everything. Alright, so this is what I get. Unfortunately, when you try to install Flash, it tells you to install Flash. But believe it or not, I have the latest version of Flash installed. Both actual. Oh, I don't have that one installed. But, I've tried to install that one and uninstall it. But, okay. Let me just tell you, this does nothing. Nothing. Reboot it. I've tried it. So many things. Finally, I found some information online on how to do this, and the information, a lot of it was from Windows users, not a lot of Mac users, but the Mac users did tell you how to fix it. You go up to Go, you press down the Option key, which will show the library right there, and it says Edit the Preference File, which is kind of confusing because most of the time the preference file would be here, that most Mac users know, in the Preferences folder, correct? And you would scroll down, so you com.apple, whatever. It should be, you would think, and this is what kind of confused me, because it was mainly Windows users telling me this, but you think it'd be that one, because that technically is the preference file, but the preference I have to edit is not there. Basically, I have to tell it to use an external library instead of internal library. I already have BB. I don't know why it's asking me for that. But actually for poser, I didn't want to confuse you. I just wanted to explain to you that logically that's where a Mac user would look. And application support, there's a folder called poser, which shows these people are not real Mac programmers. And then there's a file under Poser 10 called Poser Prefs. You open up that, and you get this. And some of these have ones and zeros. Basically, a 1 means yes, and a 0 means no. Basically, binary, there is no off, it's just not on. Which I guess is. There should be something in here, if you look, called library type. Library embedded type. There we go. See, that's a 0. Oh, gosh. Change it to a 1. Save it. It should have saved automatically, hopefully. Just launch it again and see what we get. There's also something else I had to do that I'll explain to you in a minute. I just changed that back just now just to show you where it was. But that's in the user library. There's a couple different libraries. Oh, there we go. We got all the libraries back. But you know what? I had to copy these into the folder. So, all right, we can totally bring everything back. So, when I first did this, this was empty actually. Here's what else I had to do. Now, I had to go into my my backup files here, and then go into the poser folder. I had to go into here and copy a lot of things back. Okay, and that's in applications poser 10 from users shared. There should be a poser 10 content folder in there. Basically, I had to copy a lot of that stuff into the poser 10 folder in the applications folder in order for it to show up. But eventually got it working. I'm sorry this is a little confusing, but hopefully the Mac users will understand where everything is now, even though I have it in different places. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'll try to reply. I'm not very good at typing though. So, and the beginning of this video was actually done with this program, which is another program I had for a long time, and it's very fun. And I got for fairly cheap years ago, and now they have the pipeline version, which I have on my newer laptop, and I'm playing around with as well. But that's just a side note. So give me a thumbs up if you thought this was helpful at all. If you thought it was a little confusing, you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll try to respond. Like I said, I'm kind of new at doing this tech explaining YouTube stuff. There's another video I'm going to try to do right now to explain to you how to fix iMovie next, hopefully. Alright. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'm talking to both of you watching. All two of you. Can you do us a favor and just hit that thumbs up down there and make it blue like me? And I would appreciate it very much so.